Good morning, welcome back to Bookeemonsters. My name is PK. It is Friday. We are here at Friday at last, May the 2nd, and we're here to look at the rest of the new releases that were published in this week. It's going to be whirlwind today. We are looking at the rest of the cozy mysteries, and there's a lot of them. So all we're really going to be able to do is look at covers, authors, and maybe a blurb. Good afternoon, Helen. How is it going over there? Good morning, Mary. Happy Friday, TGIF. No, you're feeling that. Absolutely. Another long week. So hopefully you can enjoy the weekend. Thank you. Back at you. How are you feeling? Did you kick those antibiotics butt? All right. Let us jump in. Now, first, we're going to start with a couple that are outside the cozy mysteries. These are ones that, because it's Freeform Friday, caught my attention. This one is Tough Luck by Sandra Dallas. It's an homage to True Grit. A young woman makes a perilous journey west in 1863 in search of her gold mining father. You don't get to see those a whole lot. Great cover. Her hair is absolutely thick. And it would help if I clicked on it. Here we go. It says Haiti will need all her new friends for a get-even plot worthy of the Sting. So we've got True Grit and the Sting. Can't go wrong with that. And then I cannot resist a Robin Hood book. The Trader of Sherwood Forest by Amy S. Kaufman. An immersive, sultry, heart-pounding historical reimagining of the Robin Hood ballads told through the piercing eyes of one of his spies. All right, back to our cozy mysteries from Monday. Good morning, Kim. How are you doing? Been awake since around 4. Oh my. You've got x-rays today and a very good lunch. Mary volunteered at the library yesterday and found 2 new books that I took home with me. Yay! The one I'm reading is House Guest by Tess Gerritsen. Love Tess Gerritsen. Very good so far. Set in Maine. Missing teen. Danger. Ooh, sounds good. And Mary, hi, Kim. All right. Here's our Fast and Furious. We've got like 32 of them to get through. The Cost of a Hostage. This is 12th in the Lane Winslow Mysteries by Iona Wishaw. Off the Beaten Past by Eloise Corvo, first in a Stone's Throw Mysteries. Looks like it's set at Lake Michigan. Now this one, I think the cover is gorgeous. Seance and Sensibility by Kirsten Weiss, 10th in the Tea and Tarot Cozy Mysteries. Love it. I don't know about the series, but I love that cover. Murder at the British Museum by Magda Alexander, 12th in the Kitty Worthington Mysteries. Set in the 1920s, it says. I've not read this series. I read a lot of historical mysteries. I can't get to them all, particularly if they are a bunch of them in the Kindle Unlimiteds, such as this one. Murder at Five Oak Stables, also set in the 1920s by B.D. Churston, 5th in the Lady Jane and Mrs. Forbes Mysteries. End of that row. Banshee, Sea Monster, and Sabotage, 3rd in the Holly Harrow Point Muse Cozy Paranormal Mystery Series by Kelly Ethan. following in the 3-word title, all starting with the same letter almost pattern. Good morning, Elena. How are you doing? And she says hello to everybody. And Elena has her book sale this weekend. Woo! And Mary says, hi, Elena. Kim says hi to Mary and Elena. And Kim, the Kitty Worthington is on my TBR. Indeed. Mary, the gang is all here today. Miss Cajun might be listening in, and Emily, but otherwise we have a full house. Absolutely true. Looks like we've got 5 in the room. That doesn't tell me who they are, but I can see the number of people in the room. Enchantments and the Eerily Ensnared, a Williams Witch Mystery, book number 7 by Eloise Everhart. I think we stood in line a few times with the letter E today in this one, including the author's name. Ectoplasm and Espresso, a corpse collector paranormal women's fiction cozy mystery series, book number 5 by Tammy Tyree and Chloe Hale. One of those cartoon covers where they think adults are interested in cartoon covers. Don't know why they think this. They are wrong. The Ghost and Wednesday's Child by Bobby Holmes, also known as Anna J. McIntyre. 36th in the Haunting Danielle series. There's 317 pages, so it's not like a fly-by-night here. The Ghost and Wednesday's Child. End of that row. You think I'm going fast? I sometimes think I'm going too fast, but truly there are so many to get to. And then it says, yes, I do. Cajun says, yep, she's here. She's listening. Cajun is laughing with Cajun. Hi, Cajun, she says. All right, well, I'm thinking about it. Let me post the link to this Amazon list. I do make it public. And I leave it up until Sunday morning. Rolling Revenge by Emmy Lynn, 9th in the Little Dog Diner. And the dog says, these cupcakes are just sitting here. Anybody want them? I'll take them. Fair warning. A Whale of a Crime by Mona Marple and Katie Forrest, 1st in a Yorkshire Coast cozy mystery. Deadly Sacrifice, a Paradise crime mystery by Toby Neal and Dave Schoonover. 17th in the Paradise crime mysteries, Deadly Sacrifice. And I didn't click on it. We'll give it a minute while I take a sip of coffee. Speaking of coffee, Witchy Coffee Crime by C.A. Phipps, 5th in the Midlife Potions series. A Witchy Bakery, a Coffee Curse, and Revenge Too Sweet to Ignore. End of that row. Death in the Orchestra by Hilary Pugh, 6th in the Breakfast Club Detectives. Page not found. Well, this book disappeared. Oops. See? All right, we move on. Tea, Coffee, Murder, The Lost Diamond, a Black Feather Mystery, book number 12 by Ellen Barksdale. I wish we had time to go into each and every one of these to give them their due and see if anything pops for you. But I can't do a show tomorrow morning, so we got to look at everything. The Mystery of the Cursed Estate by Tammy Beck, 8th in the Artifacts and Apparitions series. Well, somebody didn't like that portrait. End of that row. Kim says, my x-rays are at one of our hospitals. I need to call and see where exactly I need to go so I know if I need my cane or my walker. That is good things to know ahead of time. Kim, good luck, Kim. Mary says, hope you can track them down and have a great weekend. Yes. After that, have a very good weekend. Murder with a Slice of Pie by Christy T. Dixon, 6th in the Ivy Clark Mysteries. A train ride, a baking competition, and a murder. Is this what Ivy signed up for? Obviously, since this is her 6th time. Not necessarily on the train. Ouija and Haints in the Silent City, a cardboard cottage mystery by Jane Elzy. 5th in that series. 4 friends play to win and another husband dies. This time it's a crime from 1924. And another husband dies. Is this a problem for the group? Sounds like it. Gum and Ghouls, a Witchy Candy Shop, book number 3 by Nix Hallowell. In the quaint community of Enchanted Haven, where every day feels like a bewitching celebration, a candy-coated mystery is about to unfold. Well, that told us absolutely nothing. A Possum Summer for Murder by S.A. Caslow. And that dog looks like he just was caught. Didn't know you were watching. Whoop. Nothing. Doing nothing. End of that row. The Angler's Deadly Catch, a Silver Springs Mystery, book number 5 by Liz Lamar. Transatlantic Terror Cruise, Cruising Through Midlife, book number 11 by Addison Moore. She doesn't look like she's having a midlife. Villainous in Vermont, Moose on the Roof, book number 2 by Bonnie Stock. I hate it when the moose gets on the roof. It's the name of a bookstore. Okay. Malevolence at Daisy Hill by Kat Stone. 4th in the Lexi Loafer Mysteries. It says full blurb to follow. End of that row. Falafel and Fatalities by Erica J. Welton, 6th in the Alphabet Soup Mysteries series. It includes a falafel recipe, which isn't a soup. What do you mean, page not found? Flash Like a Goddess by A.M. Kahneman. It's not clicking, so moving on, but there is that book. We did this one, didn't we? Appalling, no, I guess not. Appalling Magic by Paula Lester, 4th in the Unfamiliar Magic series. That's a cute little kitty. Saying I didn't mean to knock that bottle of potion off the table. Or did I? Hoaxes and Hauntings by J.A. Whiting, 7th in a Spellbound Bookshop Mysteries. Set in Massachusetts, it looks like. End of that row. Whew. We're going to get to everything and maybe go into a couple if you want to. Patchwork Perils by Catherine Michael, 7th in the Quilting Cozy Mysteries. Looks like it's set at Christmas. This one had caught my attention to check out a little bit more later on. A Death on Corfu by Emily Sullivan, a mini Harper mystery set at the turn of the 20th century. It says first in a new series for readers of Tasha Alexander, Deanna Rayburn, Anna Lee Huber, and Reese Bowen. All names I love, so I was going to check that out later. The Framing of George Wickham by Mindy Kilgrove. You know how much Mr. Wickham is hated in the Pride and Prejudice books. He is quite prominent as the bad guy in other pastiches. Mr. Booked for Revenge by Karen Rose Smith, 2nd in the Tomes and Tea Mysteries. Looks like Rural New York Bookshop and Tea Bar. Vice and Virtue by Libby Klein, 1st in the Layla Virtue Mysteries. Layla Virtue, a blue-haired 30-something recovering alcoholic and former cop, is trying to reinvent herself as a musician, it says. So if you're looking for a music one, for scavenger hunts. Last Will and Testament by Peggy Earhart, 12th in the Knit and Nibble Mysteries. And those critters are having fun. Spring has sprung in Arborville, New Jersey, and Pamela Patterson and Bettina Fraser are keeping busy with their knitting group, Knit and Nibble. But it looks like April showers have brought May murders. All right, we got to everything. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What's 12 times 4? 48. So about 50 just this week. Cozy Mysteries. Kim says, thanks, Mary. Mary says, watching a squirrel build a nest while listening to you. Fascinating, very industrious. Hope he gets it done before weather hits, which they say will come. Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of those around. And I'm sure once I get my hazelnut bushes, they'll like our place even more. Kim says, since I've been awake, read some in my Kennedy book. That's right. Kim, I love Tasha Alexander. Me too. Mary, nasty man, George Wickham. Mary says 40. Okay, thank you. Math, morning. Kim says, you'll have a great day. And Mary, is spring a big time for publishing cozies? I don't think it's spring. I just think every week there's a lot of cozies. There's a lot of cozy mysteries out there, which is good for cozy readers. That's why we look at, did I not have it running? That's why we look at all the books, different genre every day, because there's just so many books. Think about it. Every day we run out of time because there's so many books, and multiply that times at least 4, sometimes 5. The publishing industry is not dying, for sure. All right. So I apologize. We just had to do Fast and Furious because there were so many. I did put the link in the comments. I can put it again here if you want to look at them more in depth. I encourage that. That is a public Amazon list that I have, and those books will be there until Sunday morning, and then I start to build the new stuff for next week. Hope you're having a good weekend. Quick announcements. I don't have any sprints tonight. I don't do them on Friday night. I will have them tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, going for 5 hours every Tuesday and Thursday evening and Saturday afternoon. We just have to get, if you're doing the 40-hour work slog, one more day to go. If you are at home and have other appointments, hope your appointments go well. Be sure to reward yourself if you are having to do things. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves. You guys are in my heart. And if I don't see you tomorrow, have a very good weekend. And as the banner says, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Nom nom nom. Have a good day. God bless. Thank you, Mary. I always look for pretty cups of coffee. This one was kind of simple, but it kind of suited my mood. And she says, have a great weekend, everyone. Remember to laugh. Absolutely. There goes the bell.